I hope you are all doing well today. My name is Blossom Delima, a third-year student taking up Master of Science in Management, and at the same time, I am a Senior Associate of the UA&P Junior Marketing Communications team. Today, I will be your host for this episode of Unitas Online, highlighting the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and the Master of Science in Management. But before that, let me give you a quick background on today's event. Unitas Online is a series of webinars where our future dragons, parents, guardians, and school officials may learn more about our beloved university. To get the ball rolling, we've invited school officials, students, and alumni to talk about the different programs and their personal stories.
The Master of Science in Management program, or the MScM program, of the University of Asia and the Pacific is a 5-year straight master's course which combines academic and work, and at the same time, it prepares our students for the rigors of corporate life. As you know, UA&P is the pioneer in offering these types of courses, and the MScM program as well is a flagship program of the School of Management. With this, I'm very sure that we can provide our students with the right knowledge, the right skills, and the right attitude necessary to transform challenges into business opportunities. In terms of mission and vision, the School of Management has a vision of being an innovative management education institution that molds business leaders, managers, and entrepreneurs for the Asia-Pacific region. For our mission, we form learning communities to develop responsible leaders who transform business and society. So with this, the MScM program's tagline is We Lead Change, because we believe that we develop our students and we equip our students to lead change in their respective areas in management. As for the MScM core competencies, it includes business and industry knowledge, organizational development and change management for leading innovation, and ethical and cultural sensitivity for sustainable development. These core competencies will be our guide in providing our students with the best management foundation. In terms of curriculum, the MScM program follows this. Years 1 to 3, they are focused on the liberal arts education provided by the College of Arts and Sciences. Here, the student begins with a CAS undergrad education which gives its students a well-rounded type of education. And it also serves as a foundation for years 4 and 5 where the students are focused on management subjects. Year 4, they are focused on strategic view of basic management functions. And Year 5, they're focused on multidisciplined analytical framework, holistic and strategic perspective to decision-making, and systematic approach. The Master of Science in Management program also trains our students to have theories and concepts that they will use to be able to do all these outputs. They can do financial ratio analysis, financial modeling, doing a business plan, creating a marketing plan, doing an MIST or the Management Information Systems and Technology plan, operations plan, human resource simulations, doing an industry analysis, doing a feasibility study for companies, project management plan, doing the BAP project. The BAP project, I will explain it later. This is the internship program of the Master of Science in Management. And of course, you have our capstone project, which is a thesis. One of the highlights of the MScM is our BAP program, the Business Academe Partnership. This is where our students work as junior consultants for top companies. Imagine working for 7 whole months, having a salary of your own, and having your own workspace. It's like practicing what it's like in the corporate world. So, this next slide, you will see an example of 2 of our students presenting their research output to companies. Again, the BAP program is a project-based, research-based 7-month internship wherein the students will show an application of the competencies and the theories that they've learned throughout the years with the program. As a result, they are a graduate who is ready to face the corporate world highly objective and yet creative, and has a strong foundation in research methodologies and solving business dilemma. And I'm very happy to say that 80% of our students are offered a job after working for these companies. In this next slide, you will see some of our notable partner companies that who were with us throughout the years. And I'm very happy to say that they have already included the MScM BAP program in their budget year in and year out. And all of these companies get around 2 or 3 interns every year. So with this, MScM creates perfect avenue for students to hone their skills and talents to put them on the right track for future careers. Because in MScM, we lead change.
Change starts from within. Change starts with you.
Change is having a unified vision for your community. Change is inspiring a positive attitude to be better than you have ever been before.
Change is action. Change is maintaining momentum. The space between you and a better future is change. Change is now.
We are MScM, we lead change.
Hi, my name is Paula Tanjuatco, and I'm an MScM graduate of 2004. And today I'll just briefly tell you of how MScM helped me uh, mold myself to the person I am today. First of all, MScM helped me build the foundation of my management skills. My whole career, I've been a marketing practitioner, and um, there's a common misconception of people that when when they're into marketing, they're only really looking at um, how to market their product, how to connect with their customers, um, but they tend to miss also at times to look at the business as a whole, no? And the foundations I learned in MScM helped me you know um, look at a business or how to do my marketing programs in a different way, because whenever I do a marketing program, I always look at the business as a whole. How does it affect your sales? How does it affect your P&L? Or maybe to some extent, how does it affect your company shareholder value? So all of that, I look into that, and it helps me. It the foundations help me look at everything as a whole. Especially now that I'm handling my own company, I have my digital marketing firm. So I need to be very well versed in terms of accounting, finance principles, HR, even business law, and all those I took up in MScM. So when the time came that I needed to review them or to relearn them again, it wasn't really hard, because once I saw the formulas, I knew the concept because I've studied it before. It's probably I just needed to review the formula, but it was there. So it really helped me a lot, and it's still helping me until now. And aside from the really the technical management skills, the foundations that I built, I think MScM really helped me in terms of my leadership skills. And there are two things that I really remember, and I won't forget. One is it helped me learn how to work as a team. Well, there are so many group works. You had to deal with different kind of teammates, um, different projects, and there were deadlines. It was some were very difficult, and it also you learn to work with as a team and strive in that kind of setting, because in real life, no man is an island. No one works alone. See, we need other people to get things moving. And I think that the exercise of how we did it before is helping me until today. No? And I think lastly, the most important, that's very unique to UA&P and also MScM, is mentoring. Um, you know, I I've had several mentors during my time in MScM, and until now, they really helped me a lot. I remember all the conversations. I recall what they imparted to me, or the discipline that they were trying to instill in me, and it also helped me today that I myself, as a company owner, my passion, or my advocacy to my employees is I want them to learn as much as they can. So I do coach, I do mentor people. I try to make them better individuals, not only in their work, but even in their life. And I think that's very unique to MScM, and of course UNP. So there, I hope you guys learned a few tips from me on how MScM helped me, and have a good day, everyone, and stay safe. Thank you.
How were we able to launch an app called PICK.A.ROO during the pandemic? I've summed it up to maybe three major things that we focused on. And one of them is using online tools like Google to achieve a certain level of productivity and efficiency. So with Google, we're pretty much able to communicate to each other 24/7, which is very helpful. We use Google Chat, and we have different chat groups for different topics for different departments as well. So it's very fast in terms of turnaround time. Everybody is pretty much on call, especially our operating hours for the PICK.A.ROO app is similar to that of a mall. Um, we have everything from grocery to food to other essentials like home kitchen needs, safety and hygiene needs. We even have certain apparel that people use at home, like Havayanas, slippers. So everything that we do is pretty fast paced. Hence, having a very good online tool is very, very important, especially during this time. So we launched the app in August, and a lot of the launch efforts that we had to do started in March, which is also the start of the pandemic. So we have survived in the team, um, really doing a lot of the milestones and key developments for the launch, operationally and even in terms of marketing, all through these virtual applications. We held our media launch through Google Meet as well. Um, the invitation, everything was done online. It was emailed, or we usually send a chat as well. And even in terms of marketing efforts, we've pretty much done 99% online only, utilizing our online channels like Facebook, our Instagram, and of course our app and email as well for our customers. So everything we did pretty much revolves on online efforts. Even when it came to banking, we've also done everything pretty much online as well. So I think utilizing existing tools online is the best way to achieve productivity and efficiency during this time. Whether you're launching something like us in PICK.A.ROO, or you already have an existing business, transitioning and utilizing these online tools would really be essential during this time. So that's the first part on productivity and efficiency. The second part that I wanted to tackle is establishing a corporate culture or a company culture. In our case, we're a startup, we're a tech company. I've been in tech for many years, since I think I started in 2011 in Yahoo, and then I also launched Viber and Honestbee, and Lazada. I was part of the launch team of Lazada. And I also worked for Canva. And my learning from all of these tech companies and startups is culture and ways of working is very, very important, even beyond just the efficiency and productivity tracking. Where, like I mentioned, we use a lot of online tools. But during this time, especially, there's no, or at least you avoid face to face and any sort of exposure. We've come up with very creative ways to establish the company culture. So, for example, we meet every Mondays and we have a town hall. And on Wednesdays, we also have a team lunch where we eat together on video, all almost over 100 people in the team. Obviously, not everyone can join all the time because we're operational, especially during lunchtime, since we have food deliveries as well. But this establishes, I guess, that's still sort of belongingness, and it establishes a certain culture. And we try to make it very open, very fun. So we have the Monday town hall where we update everybody about what's going on in the company. Everybody gets to share their achievements and their challenges. Wednesdays we have that team lunch, and usually we have a specific topic not related to work that we discuss. And it encourages sharing as well and getting to know each other. Especially a lot of the people we have not physically ever met each other. Um, and on Fridays we have Pick.A.ROO Fridays, which is sort of like a happy hour. It starts at 5 p.m. and we just have fun. So every group is in charge of creating an activity or game, which is done all virtually. There's so many cool apps right now or programs that we were even able to do online bingo at some point, which is super fun. We also do online games and trivias. We use this app called Kahoot, kahoot.it. And when we do presentations or town halls, we also make it very interactive. It's not just a couple of people presenting and talking for hours. We limit it to 1 hour. That already includes question and answer from anybody in the team and suggestions. But we make it interactive. There's also other applications for that where you can ask a question and people answer online. You can do polling and make any I guess town hall very interactive and fun as well. So we really make a lot of efforts to do team buildings as well, regularly. So aside from that weekly initiative, we also do departmental team buildings, um, which I think most of the team also opted to do it online, virtually. Um, some departments did like an artwork together, so everybody was sent art materials they can use. Um, and then every department had also some team bonding activities, getting to know each other, questions. So there's really so many options that you can do right now, but building that culture is a very, very important. Exactly because the physical and human interaction is not feasible during this time, or at least we don't encourage it. Um, so being creative in how to get your people together, how to get your people to get to know each other, I think is still also very essential. It forms synergy. It forms better productivity. I think for any team. So there, that's the second one. So I mentioned productivity and efficiency. I mentioned the corporate culture. Um, and I guess the last part in terms of how we were able to make this happen, make this startup happen, especially in the middle of a pandemic, and how ways of working. I think as a business, we had to really recalibrate and optimize our plans, even our mission vision, um, to make sure it's still relevant during this time. So with Pick.A.ROO, the background is that we started planning or finalizing a lot of the strategies as early as um, last year, but a lot of the on the ground efforts and initiatives started during the pandemic, and we had to be very agile, and pretty much very open-minded, as well, in making sure that what we were doing would be relevant not just for a couple of months as a reaction to the situation, but making sure that what we did would be relevant even after this pandemic. So we had to do a lot of recalibration of strategies regularly. We do a lot of evaluation and we revisit even the types of partners that we should have. Um, we also recalibrate a lot of the marketing efforts, for example. So the way we spend and the way we do marketing drastically changed, exactly because the things that would work in the past, including billboards, for example, or events, it doesn't exist right now, or at least it won't be efficient. So we have adapted to using and focusing what we had online, which is our own assets from Facebook to email to our own app, of course. We just had to make sure that we made the most out of those channels that we had right now, and of course, still utilizing all these other online channels available, from online advertising, making sure people are able to search about us online as well is very important. So the third main point I wanted to highlight is relevance. And related to that relevance is evolution. So I would put that in the same important key factor in adapting and launching during the pandemic, which happened to us. Um, so making sure you evolve, I think the business, whether you're an existing business already or you're launching something, that evolution and relevance would be essential. Exactly because whatever worked before does not mean it would work now. Everything has changed. Even a lot of the data that we thought we knew, or information that was relevant last year, as late as December, was not relevant anymore by March. And having that open mindedness, I guess, and being open to new ideas, to new solutions, to new ways of working. I think that's gonna determine the future existence and success of any business. So there, I hope that that was helpful for you.
The next program that I will be discussing this morning is the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Management. The BSBA program of the University of Asia and the Pacific is a 4-year course which prepares our students to work for the top 1,000 corporations. It is also one of the courses which has a specialization on business analytics. The student can opt to take this specialization with an additional 15 units solely focused on business analytics. And the tagline that was created for the BSBA students is that we drive stability. Because looking at the core competencies of our BSBA students, we believe that this include value chain analysis for business optimization, social technological sensitivity for dynamic stability, and systems and designs thinking for continuous improvement. All these core competencies lead to driving stability for a corporation or for an organization. And these core competencies are also the foundation which we used in creating the curriculum. If you can see here, the curriculum of BSBA consists of 4 years of business education. The first year, the students are focused on liberal arts, which is also provided by our College of Arts and Sciences. Come year 2, they will already have some introductory courses on management together with the other CAS subjects. Year 3, they will focus on strategic view of basic management functions such as finance, operation, human resource, and marketing. And on their last year, they have a strategic view of the advanced management functions wherein you can see the integrative formation of all these subjects and the application of all that they have learned in year 4. In terms of output, our BSBA students are capable of doing the following: financial ratio analysis, financial modeling, doing a business plan, a marketing plan, an MIST plan, an operations plan, even HR simulations, industry analysis, feasibility studies, project management plan, and a business case. If you will notice, they are not doing a thesis, but their capstone project is doing a real-time business case. They go to companies and they talk to the top management and even discuss business dilemmas, which in turn they will transform into a very good business case, which can be used by the other batches in learning management. Aside from these academic expertise of our BSBA students, we also provide them with immersion. They will have an immersion as early as year 3 and year 4. It's the only undergraduate course that has 2 internship programs wherein they can practice and they can apply what they have learned and the theories and the concepts that they have learned from their classes. On the first year of immersion, which is on year 3, it aims to expose the students to the real corporate setting. This is when the students get a grasp of appreciation of how the different business functions work, have an idea how to marry concepts that they have learned in the business reality. On their fourth year, they will again go into a project-based internship, an avenue for the students to address the needs of the organizations and propose their own recommendations. Not only the analytical skills of the BSBA students are developed in the process, but as well as their soft skills, as they work with people from different levels of management. So again, these are our notable partner companies who get interns from us every year. So with that, in a world that is volatile and uncertain, complex and ambiguous, BSBA chooses to adapt, persevere, and innovate to make sure that business continues to thrive, because in BSBA, we drive stability.
Good morning, School of Management. It is an honor to be here virtually today. I hope everyone is healthy and safe amidst the pandemic. My name is Chelah June. For those of you na hindi na nakaabot sa akin sa campus, a former BSBA student of batch 2019, currently working as a digital transformation officer and project manager at Aldrtz Corporation. So Aldrtz Corporation, if you are curious, it is a 100% Filipino-owned manufacturing, distribution, and marketing firm, probably known to your parents, titas, titos, and grandparents for its flagship products, Paolo and Paolo capsule. So, wag na tayong paligoy-ligoy pa. I am more than excited to share to you my experiences as a fresh graduate working in a new normal. Managing the business during the pandemic was, in every sense of the word, challenging for the company. Most especially na the virus came as a big surprise to everyone. We were undeniably caught unprepared. Things that were routine suddenly became uncertain. COVID-19 totally changed the way we live. I myself had plans, we all had plans, and it is honestly frustrating knowing that many of them will not be realized. But if there is one thing that 2020 has taught us, which we had to learn the hard way, it would be to expect the unexpected. We are now moving towards the end of fourth quarter. Ilang araw na lang, Pasko na. But let us not forget the last 8 months that started in March. During the time kasi, I was still working at a different company. But because of the situation in Metro Manila, I had to go home and decided to help the family business. After my last day sa previous company ko, diretso kaagad for orientation and training sa bago. Kasi, yun nga, time is gold, and the company needs all the help it can get. So even though the company is only moderately affected by the pandemic due to its nature, kailangan pa ring sumikap. Hindi lang double the effort, but triple. Kung kaya, i-quadruple pa. Because we do not know what the future holds. I do not know if makarelate kayo dito. But did you also get that feeling na time went by so fast, but at the same time, ang bagal din? That's how I felt the past 8 months. Mabagal, siguro because I wanted to fast forward to 2021 or 2022. Basta kung when wala na yung virus. And mabilis. Because there is so much to do, but so little time. Lalong-lalo na when I was reassigned from the executive department to spearhead the digital transformation group. It was definitely nerve-wracking knowing na bago pa lang ako, fresh graduate, konti pa lang yung experience as compared to others. But I had to take the leap para sa ekonomiya. My first major assignment was to set up the e-commerce team of 3 members, including myself. We were only given a month to prepare everything for the provincial launch, to test the system, and para makahabol na rin sa online shopping trend na nag-boom starting second quarter. Sabi ko during the planning stage, madali lang naman to siguro. Simple lang naman ng process. Pero nung implementation na naku, ang hirap pala. Di kaya ng 8 hours a day nito. Ang daming kailangan tapusin in such a short period of time. So kailangan sacrifice talaga. Nadagdagan pa nung binigyan kami ng 6-figure sales quota. So ayan, overtime ulit to prepare the team and other support groups. Our endurance, time management skills, and willpower were definitely tested. Buti na lang, we had a leader who made the struggle lighter and more meaningful. Sabi niya, the future may not be clear for now, but one thing I know for sure is that there is success in sacrifice. And that wraps up our short discussion for today. Should you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to approach me. Thank you, and always keep in mind that the flower that blooms in adversity is the rarest and most beautiful of all. Mulan yan. Thank you once again. God bless, keep safe, and see you soon in the corporate world.
Let me do a little brief introduction about myself. I was born a marketer. I actually started my career in the e-commerce industry for quite some time, and I took a huge leap into healthcare, where I am currently at still doing what I love, which is marketing. And I'm very happy to share a little story to everyone to inspire you how my program, the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in management, has actually helped me in where I am today. Whenever I choose a career path that I want to take, I always ask myself the question, number 1, will I be challenged? Number 2, is there a bigger goal? Not role, but a goal. A bigger goal that I could actually achieve whenever I am there. And third but not the least is, with what I'm doing, is it something that only impacts myself? Or does it impact a lot of people? And I think the 3 things I've mentioned summarizes what the UA&P experience is all about. That UA&P teaches its students to not only care for their professional and personal well-being, but also to contribute to bigger society. So, from a mission in e-commerce of allowing so many people shopping at their fingertips, to now a bigger mission of healthcare. Now that we are in a pandemic, we now see how crucial it is to take care of our health. Most especially that the future actually relies on not only the young ones, but everyone who takes part of society. Key idea I want everyone to remember during this short talk is actually the Filipino word PAPS, right? It's commonly used. Like, if you need some help, you usually call your dad and say, "Paps, pa-help naman." So here also in business, I think the business needs a PAPS mindset. PAPS would basically be PAPS. And let me just enumerate them one by one for you. P. So number 1 is you have to pause. Pause without panicking, but actually pause and check what's currently happening. Pause. Actually, it's a misconception that when you pause, you lose time. But actually, when you pause, it gives you better time to think about what's happening. Second, A, is assess. Once you have already paused and seen the situation, the next thing to do is to assess. What is the right thing to do? How can I serve my patients better? How can I serve doctors better? How can I be competitive in trade? How can I make my marketing mix more compelling? That's the role of assessment. Third, the next letter P is actually progress. You judge progress not only based on the plans that you have made, but also anticipate future progress. So as results come, you actually have to check how things are going. And last but not the least is S, is success. Success is something that I know everyone wants to achieve, but I think success is about doing the PAP, the pause, assess, and progress. And from whatever output you actually generate from those 3 steps is actually success, because you will know whether what you did was actually a failure or something which will be very sound for your business. So that's my key takeaway, most especially when you are in marketing and you have a lot of stakeholders when you do business. It's just don't forget the PAPs. Pause, assess, progress, and there comes your success. UA&P and the BSBA program has been very helpful to both my professional and personal growth as an individual. The reason why UA&P has been of big help is because UA&P focuses on what it truly means to be human. Hence, if I'd be thinking of an acronym to describe how UA&P has helped me a lot, it's very close to the brand, UA&P. And the reason being is UA&P actually helped me to understand and adapt with people. This gives me and the other students in the university an integral approach in both learning in the real world as a human person and also as a working individual. UA&P has actually helped me not only to work well with the people I work with in the office, or for example, maintain that good relationship I have with friends, but it allowed me to learn more from these people. Because I think when you work, you're no longer in the classroom, and that is actually what UA&P prepares you for. That learning is not only in the classroom from your teachers, but it's actually a journey that is brought by experience, that you actually learn so many things, values, through different people that you meet. Hence, UA&P does not only focus on the hard skills that you actually are expected to hone or learn in the university, but a particular emphasis on the soft skills, which will actually make you thrive in the workplace. Hence, I'm very thankful to UA&P and the BSBA program for allowing me as an alumnus to be able to experience this very fulfilling new trait or habit that I have. Since I focus on the word habit as well, since habits are known to be second nature, UA&P graduates or even dragons come out to be naturally this way once they have left the university. Hence, there's no amount of units, stress, research paper, or even defenses or presentations that can actually prepare you for the real world. It is actually how you are groomed to face it and how you can actually make an impact in other people's lives. There are actually a lot of career paths for BSBA students to take, and it encompasses a huge spectrum. Like me, you can actually take marketing as your next role. But I also have friends who are in retail, who do merchandising, who are in finance, who have decided to become lawyers or even doctors, who are also specializing in operations management, strategic policy, and also in HR. So the beauty of the program is actually it provides you a good foundation of all the core functions within the business. And once you're out in college, you can actually find your true passion.
See, that's the beauty of being in BSBA because it is a gateway to so many possibilities. The industries that you can be involved in are limitless because a business needs to be managed well in order to sustain itself. You can be in advertising, finance, healthcare, IT, manufacturing, marketing, real estate, etc. It is just a matter of landing the job you dream of, that you find meaning in, purpose in, actually, and being good at it. So you get to stay.
So, some possible career tracks that I can think about is you can do anything from being an entrepreneur and pursuing any of your passions. You can work for any company, you can be in any industry because all the things that you learn you can really apply in any sort of role that you can imagine. So I think it's very beneficial because you're not limited in a box, or your skill set and knowledge is not very specific in an industry. In fact, it's very holistic, which is very helpful for any type of career path that you may want to pursue.
I actually like this question, and I wouldn't say that it should be personality or traits that the student or the graduate should possess, but actually a mindset. What I normally tell people who are looking for jobs is always have the mindset of a grade schooler or a preschooler whenever looking for your next job. Because I recall when I had my first Holy Communion and the priest asked us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I recall one of my classmates saying that I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a singer. And when the priest asked them why, their answers were very selfless. The person who wanted to be a doctor said, "I wanted to cure the sick." To the person who wanted to be a teacher, he answered, "I want to actually let people know how to sing the alphabet." While for the person who said that he wanted to be a singer, he wanted to entertain people. But try asking that question to people my age or even people who are older, you will get the another answer. Normally, you would hear, "I want that job because it gets a higher pay." "Oh, I want that job because I know I could go abroad." Or, "I want that job because that's what's in." So this is the mindset which I highly advise people who are looking at how to be successful in their careers or even in their first job, is that do not forget why you want to take that job. Not the perks, not even the salary. Of course, they would be some key considerations, but always remember that there is a bigger purpose in doing what you want to do. Not only for a single point in time in your life, but who knows, for the rest of your life.
In order to be successful in this course and industry, you need to know how to work smart, not just work hard. Because, alam niyo naman, napaka-demanding ng course natin. Pero seryoso, i-enjoy niyo yan, and one day, you will thank BSBA for pushing you and your time management skills to be better. At least, when you enter the corporate world, hindi ka na maninibago dahil sanay ka na sa heavy workload. Minsan, magugulat ka rin kasi nakakapagpahinga ka sa gabi. Most especially when your boss does not encourage you to work after 5 p.m. What else? Being result oriented, walking your talk, being resourceful, and having an employer mindset. Wag yung, di ko naman to pera, gagastuhin ko na nga to. Pet peeve talaga yan ng mga good boss. In everything you do, always bear in mind the concept of value engineering. Don't be an expense, be an asset.
I would say, in terms of traits, definitely passion is super important. That's one. The second would be discipline. Discipline and real perseverance are other important things that I could think about. And a very important trait, I believe, is having confidence. Confidence, especially in what you do, what you're passionate about, and confidence in yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you being able to really motivate yourself and be able to surpass any challenge that you that may come your way. And I would say the last thing and one of the most important things would be grit. So having grit, I would say, would be one of the most essential things that you would need to build on and have, especially as you take on bigger challenges in the future.
For me, it was. Kasi naging scholar ako ng company where I applied in. And naging intern din for 4 months. So guys, tip, galingan nyo sa internship. Magpakabibo kayo. At the same time, apply as early as you can para una kayong mapansin ng HR department.
Actually, it's a yes and a no. Yes, in the sense that I still remember before graduating in UA&P, I have received 2 letters. One from Johnson & Johnson and another from Unilever, inviting me to their trainee programs. But at that time, the 2 companies were very far away from my house and I had to give it up. And I had to look for my first job. And it wasn't easy in the sense that you're competing with so many people who also want to get their first jobs. But the thing that makes it most memorable for me is that it was a seamless experience meeting different recruiters just because of the training that UA&P has given. That UA&P has actually trained us that since we are just coming out from the 4 walls of the university, what we can bank on are actually our competencies. Telling people that we have actually made a 50-page research paper or being a dean's lister won't make much sense because these are realities in the university, but actually sharing what you're good at, which they could actually see as some core skills when you land on your first job. So in terms of the job search, I take a neutral stance there, but the preparation UA&P gives you to face your first interviews and also to have that ethical mindset and that passion towards learning was a key benefit that you will get.
Personally, yes, it was very beneficial that I took on the course that I did and I came from UA&P because I actually never really had to apply for a specific job. I already got an offer even before I finished my master's degree. And that was all through the program as well, in terms of being able to find these opportunities, especially during the internship program.
A key challenge to someone who is seeking his or her first employment opportunity is actually realizing the fit. When you come out of the university and you decide to, for example, take a marketing route, and when you're already there, you suddenly realize that marketing is not for you. These are normal scenarios, most especially that you are starting your career. And I've seen it in some friends. That's why I always go back to what I have shared earlier about passions and mindset. That whenever you pursue a goal or a career, you actually have to have it not only in the mind but in the heart. And if I would apply it to myself, I started my career in a marketing role, and now I am still in a marketing role. And if you would be asking me about challenges as well, I wouldn't call them as challenges, but more of opportunities, because from a consumer marketing mindset when I was in e-commerce, and now that I am in the healthcare industry, I actually get to learn new kinds of marketing, which weren't even available yet to my knowledge when I was studying, such as medical marketing, how we would be engaging with our doctors, telling them the advanced studies, and also letting them know about life-changing technology that could actually impact their patients. Trade marketing, how your presence in store, in a drugstore, in the grocery is actually crucial for your business. And even on the consumer end, not only focusing on digital, but also learning how to win across your ATL, BTL, and TTL channels. So, finding your passion allows you to seize a lot of opportunities so that you see some areas of challenges as opportunities to grow. And actually, as a full-grown marketer, if you would really want to be such a professional yourself, taking these kinds of leaps, regardless how small or big they are, will actually help you towards your success.
Yung pinakamahirap talaga sa application process is yung waiting time before mo malalaman kung accepted ka or rejected. Kasi dyan yung peak ng kaba mo ng takot mo. Ngayon naman, now that I am in the position, kabado rin dahil something is expected from you na, but at the same time, excited for what's to come. Dahil gusto mo ang trabaho mo and you find meaning, purpose in what you do. Kaya kahit may takot, nangingibabaw pa rin ang saya at pasasalamat because I know that I have my boss and colleagues behind my back to guide me and support me along the way.
I guess, challenges it comes and goes, just like anything in life. There's always gonna be ups and downs. I see life pretty much like it comes in waves, and the main thing that you need to really have, that's why I mentioned grit, passion, perseverance, and all of that, is because it's all these characteristics and traits that will help you ride the wave of life, not just career, but life in general. And it's balancing all these things that are part of your life, including personal, family, career, passions, health. It's balancing all of those things and making all of those things work. That will be your main challenge, how to live not just a balanced life, but also a fulfilled, healthy life. So that is something to think about. I think it would be good to keep in mind as early as now.
I'm very, very happy with my career now. Landing in an e-commerce job and moving to a healthcare job while still being able to do what I love, which is marketing, is actually the best thing that I wouldn't exchange for the world. Come to think of it, the most rewarding part of any career is actually being able to do what you want, but at the same time impacting so many people's lives. So from allowing people to shop 24/7 back then, and now enabling more people to live better and healthier lives, it actually gives me some sound sleep before I end my day, making sure that I actually have a mission fulfilled. For students who are thinking of whether to take a management course or not, I would always tell people who are younger to look at your course of choice as a step, not as a staircase. A staircase will actually be your full journey, regardless how young or old you are. The step is crucial because it will allow you to go to the next level. And whenever you're at that point, whether you are thinking of taking that step into a management course, you always have to think of what lies ahead. What would you want to achieve? Is this the career that you would want to be in the next 10, 15, 20, 30, even 40 years? So, take my personal opinion on it is taking a management course would be one of the best decisions in your life because it gives you a solid and strong foundation of what your future career could be. At the end of the day, regardless if you take a career in marketing, operations, supply chain, quality assurance, even in regulatory, or even in e-commerce or digital, or even if you decide to work for your family business, a company or an agency, you would always meet a manager who would need the best skills of management. And this is something that UA&P provides not only to its students, but to all its stakeholders.
What I love the most about what I do is the fact that I get to meet new people and gain new experiences every day. Yun lang, napaka-hectic because everything is new to me and to everyone around me, especially with the digitalization. Kaya yun, guys, when choosing a management course or school, doon ka sa tuturuan ka to look at things in a new perspective at ipupush ka to be an innovative thinker. Most especially na napaka-saturated ng labor market ngayon. And you begin to think about your competitive advantage. How do I stand out? I cannot say this will guarantee you success, but it will help you. This is the fundamental skill of intentional learning. I got this from a webinar I attended a few months ago. It basically tells you that you have to adopt a growth mindset, which I believe UA&P was able to instill to many of its alumni. Unlike a star mindset, a growth mindset is liberating, finding value, joy, and success in the process, regardless of its outcome.
And do I feel content and happy in my current career? Yes, I am very content and happy. I've been very happy and lucky, I would say, with throughout my career in all the jobs I've had in the past as well, especially getting into tech very early on in back in 2010 was when I started my career in tech in Yahoo, and then eventually moving to Lazada, launching Viber, launching Honestbee, working for Canva was amazing, and now launching our own startup, PICK.A.ROO. I would say it's the most fulfilling, definitely for me, because all my previous career opportunities were foreign, and as much as they've been very good companies and big companies, we were able to launch really popular brands. The most fulfilling is really starting something from scratch, which we're doing right now for PICK.A.ROO. It's always been my dream to create something like this and to be able to really, pretty much use all the learnings that I've also learned based on my previous experiences. So I would say I'm very, very happy and content. Not just now, but even in my previous opportunities and career.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone who watched the Unitas online today, and I hope you learned a lot from the two programs. And I'd like also to thank our alumni who share their experiences about the program and how we were able to help them as they succeed in each of their fields. And we receive a lot of questions on how we are doing the internship program now that we are on the pandemic. So let me just share with you. First of all, I'd like to explain that the internship program is one of the highlights for both the BSBA and the MScM programs. We have two internships for BSBA, one on their third year and one on their fourth year. For MScM, on the other hand, they have one immersion on the fourth year level, and then on the fifth year, we have a 7-month internship program. 7 months, meaning they act as regular employees in the companies, in our partner companies, and they do a research-based output or a research-based project. So for the MScM program, for the 7-month internship, we call it the Business Academe Partnership Program. We didn't have much of a problem because they were acting as junior consultants and they were given research projects. So they were able to do that from home. Okay, so we had no problems with that. There was a bit of adjustment for the immersion type internship because they had to render hours in the office. But most of the companies are very helpful as well because they also gave our students some research-based outputs that they can work from home. So I think the adjustment was from both sides, from the school and from the companies. So given that we are still on the pandemic because there's no assurance of what will happen for next year, we have contacted already some of our partner companies and they already mentioned their interest to get some interns on a research-based output. Okay, so that's what we are doing now for the internship program. I'm very proud to say, based on statistics, that 80% of our MScM students who takes the Business Academe Partnership Program was invited by the company. They were given a job offer after they did a research-based project. So I was talking to some of the CEOs and some of the top management who hires our students during the internship period, and they're very satisfied. And for them, since they did the research project for 7 whole months, there's no better person to handle the job but them. So in terms of implementation after, they were able to hire our students to do the job. Okay, and I think they're very satisfied. Not just for the MScM program, even the BSBA graduates who took their internship in companies, I think they're very satisfied. I was talking to one of the managers, and he said that after he tried getting our interns, he was very satisfied with the output. So every year, he asks permission or he requests management if they could have a budget to get interns from the School of Management. So I think very effective yung BSBA and MScM internship programs. And in the presentation, you will see that through the years, we were able to build partnership with the multinational companies. And I think they are satisfied with us because year in, year out, they're getting interns from us. Let's start with the BSBA program. As you know, the BSBA program is just 7 or 8 years old. So our first graduate, when I ask them and when we do a survey, I think they're already in the middle management. They're already handling products, they're handling brands, And some of them are managers in pharmaceutical companies. Some of them are handling products from the fast moving consumer goods companies. And they're very diverse because not just in marketing, but they're also in different departments like finance, operations, HR. And I'm happy to say also that for our BSBA graduates, they also have this passion to really start up their own businesses. Okay, so some of them, when I interview them, they have already started and are very successful with their businesses. Okay, the businesses that they started, and some of them even continue the businesses of their parents, and they're doing well. Okay, the company is doing well. When the parents transferred already to them handling of the company. And for the MScM students, I believe, the graduates, they're really equipped to be leaders of change. And as I see them now, they were my students before, and some of them are already HR directors, finance directors of companies. Okay, not just small companies, but these are really multinational companies. And you have seen from the video that we have shown you where our graduates are throughout the years. And I'm very happy, I'm very fulfilled when they go back to the SMN office and they would always thank us. Um, they would always come back to us and tell us, Miss Ting, how can we help the program? Because the program has helped us a lot where we are now. So I believe our graduates are very successful in their chosen field.
Thank you to all our speakers. Now I'm quite sure that we fully explained the programs. And with that, I would just like to add that as a student under the Master of Science in Management program, the discipline and training I am receiving in this course allow me to get a better perspective in analyzing various situations and create practical solutions. Not only does being an MScM student educate me in the field of management, marketing, and finance, but it also enables me to apply the discipline in other fields. One thing that I really appreciate in my course is how helpful and approachable our professors are. They go out of their ways just to ensure that all their students excel in their classes. If I were to choose my most valuable learning in MScM, is that it has taught me to be a critical and vast thinker. It taught me how to constantly look at the bigger picture in every situation or challenge. Furthermore, the Liberal Arts Foundation in UA&P allows me to analyze situations and problems on a deeper level. Now, I hate to cut this conversation short, but if you have any more questions, feel free to contact me on any of my social media accounts at Blossom Delima or UA&P JMC. You may also check out the UA&P Enterprise Management Association, the official academic organization for management students. You can also message us on our official Facebook page of UA&P or chat live with us at www.uap.asia. Please note that entrance exams will be administered online for school year 2021 to 2022. This is your host, Blossom Delima, signing off. We look forward to seeing you again in the future episodes of Unitas Online.